Good day, everyone. I am Ms. Denishine M. Ebora, a graduate of Master of Arts in Education, major in Social Sciences at Laguna State Polytechnic University, located at San Pablo City, Laguna, Philippines. Currently, I am a secondary school teacher at Dr. Panfilo Castro National High School. My research paper is entitled School-Based Anti-Bullying Policies and Interventions, Basis for the Promotion of the Beneficence Culture. The problem of bullying is perennial in many schools. It is even indicated that it is an everlasting problem in the lives of school kids. John and Hussein, 2015. For many years, the problem of bullying became pervasive in society. Even before the 1970s, bullying is seen as an anticipated and tolerable part of a child's school experience. Gregory, 2016. The history of bullying even goes back as far as 1530s, Donegan, 2012, although studies about bullying only started 40 years ago in Nesini and Salmi Valley, 2017. Despite the fact that the impact of bullying on young people has been studied at great depth. The disciplines of counseling, education, sociology, psychiatry, and criminology. Hindua and Pachin, 2015. Bullying still happens in all geographic regions. Warshawski, 2011. Furthermore, 1 out of 3 children are bullied worldwide, according to United Nations. Because of this, study focused on school-based anti-bullying policies and interventions as basis in the promotion of the beneficence culture, specifically in the areas of building relationships, community advocacy, and bystander intervention. The study has 3 objectives. First, deem the extent of the implementation of school-based anti-bullying policies and interventions in terms of physical bullying, verbal bullying, relational bullying, and cyberbullying. Second, know the perception of the respondents on the levels of the promotion of beneficence culture in terms of building relationships, community advocacy, and bystander intervention. Lastly, determine the significant relationship between the different kinds of bullying in different levels of school-based anti-bullying policies and interventions in the areas of the promotion of the beneficence culture. The study is anchored into 2 theories. First, the social ecological theory of Yuri Bronfenbrenner to see if bullying is really embedded in a much wider perspective. This theory encompasses 5 levels, namely microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem, and chronosystem. Second, the social learning theory of Albert Bandura, which postulates that learning is gained through observation, imitation, and modeling. The study's conceptual framework presents 2 variables. First, the independent variables. Under independent variables are school-based anti-bullying policies and interventions. Under this are the types of bullying, namely physical, verbal, relational, and cyberbullying. Next is the levels of implementation. Under these are classroom, school, and outside the school levels. Second, the dependent variables. Under the dependent variables are the areas of the beneficence culture, namely building relationships, community advocacy, and bystander intervention. The study is a descriptive research. The researcher utilized a researcher-made questionnaire. This instrument is anchored in the social ecological systems of Uri Bronfenbrenner and beneficence that was mentioned in the study of Davilaar 2013. It is validated through phase validation by a panel of experts and Cronbach validity tests. To be able to obtain the samples, the researcher used Sloven's formula with a 5% margin of error and stratified random sampling. Using these methods, 312 respondents were obtained out of 1,345 students. Data were analyzed using different statistical treatments, namely weighted mean, weighted average mean, and the Pearson correlational test. Results of the study. For the first objective, to know the extent of the implementation of school-based anti-bullying policies and interventions in terms of physical, verbal, relational, and cyberbullying. In terms of physical bullying, only classroom level is rarely observed, gaining an overall mean of 2.49. The result of physical bullying resembles the findings of verbal bullying, wherein the classroom level, the school-based anti-bullying policies and interventions were rarely observed. This is supported by the study of Galloway 2002, as cited by Allen 2010, which studied the classroom's management's impact to the bullying behaviors of the students. In the study, findings suggest that when teachers care about students, organize classrooms such that positive student relationships develop, and manage learning and behavior in positive, educative ways, the students are far less likely to engage in or experience bullying. In relational bullying, all levels of implementation are often observed, gaining an overall mean of 2.71 in classroom level, 2.73 in school level, and 2.79 outside the school level. The result is related to the article of Bradshaw, Hassel, and Terzian 2013 under the National Center for Safe Supportive Learning Environments, which focused on social bullying and relational aggression or bullying as a dimension. This article states that there should be a whole school multi-tiered approaches in addressing social bullying. Cyberbullying is different from other types of bullying because it was not measured in the 3 years of implementation, because this type of bullying happens in the virtual world. All indicators under this implementation are often observed gaining an overall mean of 3.01. The findings of the effectiveness of the measures against cyberbullying somehow deviates the findings presented in the article of Espalage and Hong 2017, which mentioned that in Canada, although cyberbullying is considered a serious problem, there are no reported policies or programs that directly answers the need to address cyberbullying. For the second objective, knowing the levels of the promotion of the areas of beneficence culture in the area of building relationships, social media kindness, kindness in school, increased interest in helping peers and schoolmates, camaraderie, as well as forgiveness, and lastly, team building activities or participation team building activities are all often promoted. For the second area, beneficence culture, community advocacy, only three indicators are often observed. These are keen interest in participation in dramas that promote fellowship, keen interest in participation in Filipino Values Month, and lastly, strengthen students' participation in helping the community. For the last area, beneficence culture, bystander intervention, these indicators are often promoted. Reporting to parents or guardian incidences of bullying, moral obligation of not supporting unpleasant posts in social media, protecting peers from physical bullying, protecting peers from physical, verbal, and relational bullying. Although there are two indicators which are rarely perceived, these are intervention of bystander to bullying incidents inside and outside the school grounds. These findings are supported by Jeffrey R. 2004, as cited by Notar and Padet 2013, that peers are present in 85% of bullying episodes, intervene only 10%. For the third objective, determine the significant relationship between the different levels or different kinds of bullying in different levels of implementation. School-based anti-bullying policies and interventions in the areas of the promotion of beneficence culture in the participating school, all levels of implementation in relation to physical and verbal bullying do not have significant relationship with all areas of the promotion of beneficence culture. However, relational bullying outside the school and cyberbullying have significant relationship with community advocacy at 0.05 level, but the association is low. Also, all levels of implementation in relation to relational bullying have significant relationship with bystander intervention as well as cyberbullying. But again, all associations are low. Conclusions. Based on the findings, the researcher concluded that the implementation of anti-bullying policies and interventions in relation to physical and verbal bullying inside the classroom is weak. On the other hand, community advocacy is rarely promoted as an area of beneficence culture. On the levels of correlation, results imply that school-based implementation of anti-bullying policies and interventions have negligible up to low associations towards the promotion of the beneficence culture. Recommendations. Future researchers can use the findings of the study to be able to add in the existing knowledge about beneficence culture and bullying in schools. Additionally, the global problem of bullying can be alleviated by designing programs that are theory-based and evidence-based, most especially in schools. Furthermore, the levels of implementation of bullying can be further studied to be able to understand bullying in a much wider perspective. Outcomes of the study. The results imply that there is a need to improve the implementation of the anti-bullying policies and interventions inside the classroom in relation to physical and verbal bullying. In the areas of the promotion of the beneficence culture, only community advocacy is rarely observed, while the remaining two areas, such as building relationships and bystander intervention, are often observed. The results connotes that community advocacy among students needs suitable responsiveness because it is the weak point of the promotion of the beneficence culture. Lastly, since the results show low up to negligible associations between the anti-bullying policies and interventions in the areas of the culture of beneficence, this implies that there is a need to heighten the promotion of the culture of beneficence and further integrate this culture into the anti-bullying policies and interventions of the school. Here is the bibliography of the study. That will be the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.